between Meath and Offaly. It's over to Croke Park, where Marty Morrissey is talking to Martin Carney.
Thank you very much, Michael. Well, here at Croke Park, it's rather wet and miserable, going to make difficult conditions for both Meath and Offaly. Still doubts about Nigel Nestor's availability to play at centre-back for Meath, and indeed there are rumours that Finbar Cullen may not start with an ankle problem. Joining me in the commentary position here this afternoon is Martin Carney. Your thoughts on the game, Martin? Who do you think is going to win?
Well, I'll tell you, Marty, if you looked here at the league finals this year, rather, I think there's only one winner to come out of it, and that's Meath, because in that particular Division 2 final, when Offaly played Louth, they were diabolical. They were off the pace, they were leaderless, and in fact, the one potential leader they have, Kieran McManus, is absent today, and that allied to the fact that John Kenny won't be playing, I think leaves them somewhat rudderless as well. And the tempo that they need to sustain against Meath today was totally absent the last day, and unless there's that degree of commitment and passion, which we know Offaly can give, then as far as I'm concerned, it has to be a Meath victory.
So Meath victory from Martin Carney, we're going to see later on in the afternoon, and join us back here at wet Croke Park.
We will indeed, Marty, thank you very much. That's the second of our live matches today. Pat Spillane, Martin Carney, of course, has gone for Meath. I presume you wouldn't see it too much different.
Well, if you had asked me that question last March, I would have suggested at that time Offaly were unbeaten in the league, Meath were struggling in Division 1, and I would have suggested that perhaps Offaly...
Thank you very much indeed, Michael. It may be raining cats and dogs.
There's a big doubt about the fitness of Nigel Nestor, and Meath already have lost Enda McManus, who'll be the first choice centre-back, Hank Traynor, who was there last year as well. So now they're on their third centre-back, and Nestor was very good in the league final. So there is a few doubts about the Meath team. There's a few injuries. Of course, Kieran McManus is a big loss, but Graham Geraghty was the man who really got the Meath forward line going last year. He's a very big loss to the team this year, and they haven't functioned as well as was shown in the league final without him.
Well, we look at the supporters stand then, Colin, for our own Aveen at Croke Park and the Artane Boys Band. Roy Malone and Darren Fay ready for the action. So in a word, Pat Spillane, who's going to win this one then?
Well, 2 hours ago I said there wouldn't be any shock. Nothing has happened in the interim to change my mind. Meath should win convincingly.
I know you said you'd worry about it, but Colin, I presume you're sticking with your own lads.
Ah yes, I'd stick with Meath. I think the fact that maybe they are short a few players, maybe will keep the rest of them on edge.
OK, let's go over to Marty Morrissey then and Martin Carney. Well, our apologies, we just haven't made contact with Martin Carney and Marty Morrissey just yet down at Croke Park. We know they're there, we were talking to them a little bit earlier on. But there will be anxious moments, Colin O'Rourke, obviously, as you said earlier on, for me to just settle down into this match.
Yes, I see a change there already on the Offaly side. It appears as if James Brady has gone to right corner back to mark Barry Callahan, and Cathal Daly has gone over to mark Ollie Murphy, which I expected them to do anyway, because Cathal Daly has been doing fairly well on Ollie Murphy in the past, and James Brady would have the physique more for Barry Callahan. So in the settling down phase, it seems as if it's going to be fairly tough and hard for the way things appear in this first couple of minutes anyway.
And Pat Spillane, both sides looking for that first opening score, obviously. What kind of tactics should Offaly employ here now in this game?
Well, obviously, I mean, you know what Meath are going to adopt. They've been playing the same tried and trusted tactics for years. They'll funnel many players back behind the ball, and they'll play the long ball into hopefully a two-man full forward line. Now, without Garrity today, it's a big loss because they haven't any real ball winner inside. Last year, they took on the Meath defence and opened them up on several occasions and could have scored 3 goals. So today, they'll hope to open them up again, but easier said than done. No one opened them up last year, and I can't see this Offaly fairly lightweight attack opening up Meath defence this year.
Well, we saw that long ball driven in there, Pat. Obviously, it seems that two-man forward line is the case, but Darren Fay had no problem picking up that ball.
No, but this is Meath's style of play. It's quick movements. It's playing the ball into space, and it's very hard to counteract.
Yes,
okay.
and you can see there, Michael, too, that Anthony Miles is in there on the Meath team, it appears. Anyway, Nigel Leinster obviously didn't get through that fitness test I was talking about last night. So again, Meath are fairly stretched now on the subs panel at this stage.
OK, well, Martin Carney and Martin Morrissey are there now and can tell us more about that.
First free of the match to Meath, and it's just between the 13 and 20 metre line. Trevor Giles to take it. Both teams wearing alternative strips. And of course Offaly might just see it as a lucky notion that they're wearing the strip that won the Leinster Championship in '97. But not a good start for the faithful as Trevor Giles opens the All-Ireland Champions account with this point.
Offaly ball! Ref! For fuck's sake, he beat it out.
Offaly protesting that they felt it was their ball, but linesman stuck to his task. Here's a chance now. Donald Curtis floating it in, and that's the second point of the game. Not the start that the challengers needed, but exactly what was required by the All-Ireland champions from County Meath.
Yes, indeed. One of the things, though, that's worth noting, Marty, is that Donald Curtis is playing full forward at the moment in Barry Malone. And furthermore, I think Cathal Daly's gone man-to-man on Ollie Murphy. There's a great duel in prospect also with Sean Grennan and Trevor Giles, the centre-half forward.
Well caught by Colm Gwen. Captain Sean Grennan. This is Ronan Mooney. Vinnie Claffey with Mark O'Reilly getting there ahead of him. Great tenacity and determination. This is Ronan Fitzsimons. Sandwich between Cathal Daly and Finbar Cullen, and another free for Meath. Third free of the match. This time it's a rather quick one, and very well read by the Offaly defence. Finbar Cullen seeking out Killian Farrell, who we've seen many times on the hurling fields. That's a rather blatant foul on Finbar Cullen by Anthony Moyles. First real time that Offaly have posed a threat inside the Meath half of the field. Here's the free. Disappointing end to that particular threat.
Yeah, and in relation to that also, Anthony Moyles actually was booked for that foul, and rightly so, because that was a very dangerous neck-high tackle.
No change on the Offaly lineup, by the way. Any doubts about Finbar Cullen were washed away earlier by the management team. They decided he was fit to play. One change in the Meath lineup. Anthony Moyles is in for the injured Nigel Leinster. And Offaly very nervous and obviously slow to settle. Sean Boylan starting his 18th championship season, a remarkable record. Brendan Ward, chairman of the Offaly County Board, with Christy Todd, hoping perhaps that this voyage to Croke Park might be a successful one for their county. Straight off the ground, and a good decision by the referee, Richie Keeley, the guilty party. Colm Quinn. Roy Malone gets there ahead of Mark O'Reilly. The cross is not a bad one at all, but well anticipated. Paddy Reynolds. Evan Kelly needs the assistance of John McDermott. Knocked away by Cathal Daly. Sideline ball to Meath. Fitzsimons over towards Donald Curtis. Takes too many steps with the ball, and it's a free out to Offaly.
Actually, there are two decisive duels in prospect at the moment out in the field there. First of all, Trevor Giles has been marked now by David Foley, and Cathal Daly, is, as we've said already, is marking Ollie Murphy. And there's great responsibility on the part of both Daly and Foley to curb their immediate opponents.
Again, a breaking ball for Killian Farrell. Cormac Murphy aiming this one at Trevor Giles. Barry Callahan picks up the loose ball. Ronan Fitzsimons is adopting a very much deep midfield role despite wearing that number 14. Trevor Giles picking up the loose ball again. Ollie Murphy. Great ball to Barry Callahan, who crept inside the cover, picked it up off the ground, however, and that's going to be a free out to Offaly. Ronan Mooney. Darren Fay, captain of Meath here at Croke Park this afternoon, in what he hopes will be a long championship campaign. Trevor Giles was pulling David Foley's jersey. So another free. And Offaly look a little bit more settled now, despite failing to score as of yet. Killian Farr trying to get away from Cormac Murphy. Into the space again, where there's nobody there. That's going to be a kick out for Cormac Sullivan. Well, it would look, Martin Carney, who joins me in the commentary position, that Offaly so far have weathered the storm.
They've weathered the storm all right, Marty. There's a lot of tension out there and the game isn't really flourishing yet. And, I mean, both teams haven't really got into the full flow.
Vinnie Claffey going through the middle is Mel Keenahan. This is good play. Roy Malone going for the goal, and a great save by Cormac Sullivan. What a psychological boost that would have been if Roy Malone could have found the back of the net. But it was sheer goalkeeping agility that deprived Offaly of a certain goal. Great save. So to 45. We'll keep the pressure on Meath, as Offaly look far more composed now in the last few minutes. Colm Quinn, representing the Ballycumber club and parish, taking the first 45. Comes back outside towards Killian Farrell. Good defending. Roy Malone. People outside calling was Mel Keenahan, but Malone hit it himself and sends it wide. Good pressure by Meath. Good calling by Offaly, but Roy opted this time for the wrong choice.
Yeah, just going back to Roy Malone's chance, actually, there was shades of 1997 there, and so far as in 97 he planted a ball in exactly the same situation there into the back of the net, but it was a great save in that case there by Cormac O'Sullivan.
John McDermott Trevor Giles. Offaly have planned to try and keep him very much out of the action this afternoon, not in terms of like this, but in terms of man marking him very closely. The referee will exercise his authority here and tell players to cool matters down. Vinnie Claffey, tackled from behind unfairly by Evan Kelly, and that's going to be a free. All this pushing and shoving and arguing just indicates the level of tension and indeed rivalry between these two Leinster counties. Offaly would absolutely be overjoyed to dethrone the Leinster and All-Ireland champions. Vinnie Claffey sends them on their way on that particular mission. Last year he scored only 1 point from a free, failed to do so from play. Well, at least he's equalled that now. 1 point from a free. Anthony Moyles, Evan Kelly, adopting a deep roll and then pumping it long up towards Ollie Murphy. Brilliantly caught by Barry Malone. He's in the thick of it again. Offaly's faithfulness and determination is already quite evident. They were criticised after the Division 2 League final defeat to Louth, but so far they're showing tremendous spirit. Ollie Murphy did well to keep it in. Poor distribution, however. Gives the initiative to his opponents. Killian Farrell. Roy Malone in front of his man. Vinnie Claffey. This is far better football from Offaly as Claffey gets inside, flicks it away, brought down, and the referee indicates it is a free. Roy Malone immediately says that should be a penalty. But Vinnie Claffey's class and skill absolutely frustrated the Meath defensive cover. And here, Meath were almost exposed as McDermott and O'Reilly combined to knock him off his stride.
Yes, even though he had lost possession of the ball there, I think John McDermott took him out of it, and had he left the ball go through to his goalkeeper, probably there wouldn't have been a free there, but rightly so, it's a free in just from the edge of the square.
Colm Quinn sends it over the bar, and Offaly and Meath are now level.
Again, one thing that's noticeable there in the couple of attacks Offaly have got, Roy Malone is showing very well in front of the ball, in front of Darren Fay. And again, Fay had difficult enough times against Enda Muldoon recently. So this is encouraging for Offaly that, that Malone is actually getting into the game at an early stage.
Richie Keeley. Trevor Giles. Offaly are well aware of the creator of so many chances for Meath, Trevor Giles. Anthony Moyles leaves it to Paddy Reynolds. John McDermott. Paddy Reynolds. Now it's a much more even contest as Offaly's self-belief becomes more evident. Cormac Murphy. Free to Meath, Trevor Giles. Richie Keeley makes himself available. Ronan Fitzsimons. Barry Callahan. Had a run at centre-half back over the last number of seasons, but much more at home as a corner forward. Fitzsimons again, given a lot of space by Barry Malone. Great block down by Offaly. This is very good football by the faithful county. And another free. As Meath just seem to be unsettled at the moment, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's a very promising opening actually from Offaly, and it's quite an absorbing contest at the moment, and Offaly are playing with a thing that was absent in their last game against Louth, and that's a lot of pride out there.
Sideline ball to Meath. Darren Fay aiming it at Ollie Murphy. Got the touch and the linesman indicates correctly, and it's an Offaly ball. Well, of course, Offaly are missing Kieran McManus primarily, the injured Peter Brady. Meath, meanwhile, are lacking the guidance of Graham Geraghty, the determination of Hank Traynor, and Enda McManus, who injured himself in training last Tuesday. So all in all, it's quite a balanced affair. Here's Ollie Murphy. And that went out wide, despite the fact that I would have felt that Cathal Daly got a touch and should have been a 45. Umpires disagree. So the kick out is to Pori Kelly. Colm Quinn. Down towards Roy Malone. Mark O'Reilly. Sliding tackle. Roy Malone went in, and the referee Michael Collins won't allow it. Some referees would have allowed that, actually.
Certainly I'd have allowed that. I thought Malone went full-blooded for the ball there. OK, Mark O'Reilly caught the impact of the tackle, but certainly Roy Malone played the ball in that case, and I wouldn't have given a free in that instance.
Paddy Reynolds. Captain Sean Grennan from Forban. Darren Fay. Ollie Murphy with Cathal Daly right beside him as normal. Richie Fitzsimons, not a shoulder charge, full frontal in fact, and that's going to be a free to Meath. Not shoulder to shoulder, thus the referee absolutely correct. Has had only one previous attempt. That was a successful one. Going for 2 out of 2. Trevor Giles with his second point of the game to put his county just in front by the minimum. Colm Quinn takes the pass from James Grennan. Long ball in towards Vinnie Claffey. Cormac Sullivan has to come off his line, doesn't quite gather, and Cormac Sullivan then challenged Vinnie Claffey off the ball unnecessarily. And surprisingly enough, the umpires, or indeed the referee, didn't do anything about it. And that's why the crowd here in Croke Park are booing the officials. Barry Callahan. Donald Curtis latches on to that loose ball. Coming through the middle is Ronan Fitzsimons, but Finbar Cullen anticipated well. Roy Malone and Vinnie Claffey very much the target people here. And off the ball again, Roy Malone and Darren Fay, or not rather Darren Fay, one of the Meath defenders. It is Cormac Murphy involved in a brawl. We continue on. Ollie Murphy down at the other end, sends it wide. Well, this Leinster Championship match is full of incident and not always on the ball. First, Cormac Sullivan tackled Vinnie Claffey for no reason, which Michael Collins, match referee, did not spot. And then Cormac Murphy got entangled with Mel Keenahan. What is most surprising here is not the official, but the fact that the umpires or the linesmen have failed to notify the match official. It's going to be a hot ball. Well, nobody can say here in this match, Martin Carney, that Offaly are not interested.
That's for sure. They're playing with great passion at the moment. They're going for everything, winning most of the breaking ball in their half-back line and around midfield. Again, the forward line is struggling a little bit. Darren Fay's come out well in a couple of balls there in the last few occasions, but Claffey is doing well in the corner.
Killian Farrell. Anthony Moyles chasing. Vinnie Claffey had come that little bit too far forward. Evan Kelly arguing with the referee, not always advisable. It's there for Offaly once more. Mel Keenahan sending it well wide.
Yeah, there's a little bit of deja vu about this. Last year in the championship game, I think it ended up 7 points all at half-time, and in the first half Offaly missed a lot of chances similar to today, and they need to score much more of those chances that they're getting, because Meath are such a good second half team, and in particular if the game is tight, they're liable to win it out.
Offaly manager and his colleagues there, Oric Nolan, as I'm sure he's been impressed with the opening 23.5 minutes. John McDermott. Barry Callahan comes out. David Foley and Finbar Cullen. Darren Fay is master of that long high ball. They awfully need to feed it in quite low and fast to Roy Malone. Ronan Mooney opts to use David Foley instead. Vinnie Claffey with Mark O'Reilly. Still Claffey, and the referee correctly gives the free to Vinnie Claffey and Offaly. And this sort of agitation has been creeping into the game right from the very start. It's all pushing and shoving, handbag stuff. And I think the referee, Michael Collins, has been very patient in not issuing at least a yellow card. Here's Vinnie Claffey now. One is free, and Mark O'Reilly insisted on hugging him just for a little bit longer.
Yeah, most of the aggression actually is harmless enough. It's of a niggly nature more than an aggressive nature. But the only booking he's done so far was Anthony Moyles in the first couple of moments.
Another point for Vinnie Claffey. It's a good ball for Barry Callahan, didn't avail of it. Sean Grennan. Darren Fay is back there again. Barry Malone's anticipation got him into the right position, but then possession given away, and Ollie Murphy can't avail of it. That's the third wide of the game for Meath. Teams level at 3 points each. Colm Quinn, fortunate to get the break. Roy Malone wants it out the left wing. Finbar Cullen lends assistance from the half-back line. Mel Keenahan, very optimistic really from there. But Offaly's confidence is easily seen here in this match. And going forward from the half-back line is certainly putting pressure on Meath, especially this man, Finbar Cullen.
I think it could be said in general actually that both defences have settled very well and are now beginning to play well, and after a shaky start Darren Fay is winning most of the ball now that comes in long.
Loose ball, Barry Malone, pulled back by Trevor Giles, free to Offaly. Colm Quinn, over towards Vinnie Claffey. John McDermott has to play a defensive role in this first half. Donald Curtis is fouled, another free for Meath. It's off the referee's head and it's going to have to be taken again. And let's just watch this piece of free taking by Donald Curtis. All taken in the spirit that you would expect in a Leinster Championship match. Referee Michael Collins just smiling. Trevor Giles. Nigel Crawford. Dispossessed cleanly by Sean Grennan. It's a good ball down towards Killian Farrell. Again needs the support from midfield or the half-back line. Here's Ronan Mooney. Good anticipation by Cormac Murphy. Barry Callahan. Ollie Murphy scored a goal and 3 points against Offaly last year. And Ollie Murphy is accused of touching the ball on the ground. The referee has given a free to Offaly. Ronan Mooney. Again, they're feeding Vinnie Claffey every single time. And he gets away from the tight marking of Mark O'Reilly. Chance here for Claffey for a point from play. And it's over the bar. 3 points for Claffey in this first half. And the Offaly supporters are certainly very confident now.
Certainly they are, and they're getting behind their team remarkably well. And one of the tussles of the day so far has been the one between Mark O'Reilly and Claffey, which Claffey is shading at the moment.
The no-hopers from Offaly just might have a chance. Donald Curtis. Pass goes astray. And in comes James Grennan. That's undoubtedly a foul. Darren Fay, I'm sure, will take it himself. Meanwhile, off the ball, when we're all watching Darren Fay catching the ball down at one end, an Offaly man is in trouble.
Yeah, I think he's in trouble all right. He got quite a hard belt in the head that time, but I think the fellow who's down at the moment actually is Donald Curtis, I think. He collided heavily with Sean Grennan there, but I don't think there was anything malicious in it.
Donald Curtis from the Rathkenny club has fought for his place in this Meath team now for a number of seasons. Played as a half-back originally with Sean Boylan, now has adapted very well to the half-forward line. Donald is still getting some medical attention, but I think Meath will be a little bit surprised that Offaly are so good.
Well, Offaly are playing with great intensity, I must say, and they're tackling with purpose, they're hunting impacts, but their forward line is still probably a little bit over-dependent on Claffey in the corner, and Vinnie Claffey.
Good work here by Barry Malone. James Grennan is available. Brian Malone can't hold it. Darren Fay sweeps up. Cormac Murphy. Difficult to hold this ball here this afternoon after that heavy rain earlier in the day. Ronan Mooney, Roy Malone just taking his eye off it, but now deciding to adopt a more roving strategy. Vinnie Claffey is also moving from one corner to another. And up there, believe it or not, is the left half-back, Finbar Cullen, in a corner forward position and wins for his county a free. Richie Keeley was clearly pushing the left half-back from Edenderry. So a chance here now for Colm Quinn to add to his tally of a point in this first half and put Offaly further in front. Sent straight over the crossbar. Five points for Offaly, scored by two men, Colm Quinn and Vinnie Claffey. And again, it's Cullen. Vinnie Claffey being held blatantly by Mark O'Reilly, and the referee has given the free to Meath. And this is more of the nonsense that's going on, and agitation that has been seen in this match right from the beginning. And again, Michael Collins is quite lenient. He's maintaining control, it must be said. But I'm just a little bit surprised that he's not exercising his authority a little bit stronger. Yeah, by not booking somebody there, he's asking for trouble, because there were fists thrown there. And I mean, if you're not going to book for this, you're inviting more dangerous situations to develop later on. Donald Curtis, a powerful kick and an accurate one. His second of the match brings the All-Ireland champions within 1 point of the challengers. Fine score from the boot of Donald Curtis. And it's Finbar Cullen again. And once more, opening up the space of Croke Park. Richie Keeley. Donald Curtis unable to hold on to it. It's still there for him, straight off the ground, and that's going to be a free to Offaly. Well, all the experts said this was going to be a cakewalk for the county of Meath. Offaly were doing well just to turn up here in Croke Park for the game. But obviously the Offaly players didn't read the script, because they're doing very well in this first half. John McDermott under pressure from Killian Farrell, Paddy Reynolds, and Meath come away with it. Ollie Murphy, Donald Curtis and Barry Malone. And Malone is back there. The ball is loose. It's still there. And Trevor Giles nips in. And he's fouled, and that's going to be a free to Meath. That's Meath's 13th free of the game. Barry Malone had the chance here, but Trevor Giles was pushed. That's going to be a free to the All-Ireland champions.
Yeah, and as we come up to half-time, Marty, even though it's a very low-scoring game with a lot of poor passing, it still has been a keenly contested and very absorbing first half.
Trevor Giles to level the match as we go into injury time. That should be the story at half-time. They've been level 3 times in this game so far, and now it's 5 points each. And referee Michael Collins blows the half-time whistle. A game that has been absorbing, most enjoyable, and at times bubbling with intensity. But at the end, probably a very fair result in the sense of the first 35 minutes, where Offaly and Meath go into A warm round of applause here at Croke Park. They've produced some fine football and plenty to talk about. Half-time at headquarters. Meath, the All-Ireland champions, 5 points. Challengers from Leinster, Offaly, 5 points.
All square. Is it a surprise from a Meath point of view?
No, it's no surprise at all, Ryle. Offaly, they're a very good team, playing very good football. They've been unlucky with a few balls. They've been trying to play into their full forward line. They've went a bit wide, but they're a good team and they're going to take beating.
You went up and you scored 2 points in the initial opening 3 or 4 minutes, and maybe there was a thought that Meath were going to get away, but Offaly have really come back strongly at you.
Yeah, they did. We knew in any championship match, every team has its spell of dominance. We've had ours, they've had theirs, and it's probably reflected in the score that it's just level still at this point.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Ryle.
Not even.
Then we might have a proper game of it.
Let's go back to Marty and Martin.
Thank you very much, Michael, and welcome back here to Croke Park. Interesting thoughts there from our panellists as we start the second half. Offaly, I'm sure, the happier side in the sense that they were written off well before this game. Can they produce the shock of the Leinster Championship? Perhaps the shock of the whole All-Ireland series. First free of the game, Mel Keenahan. Good ball in towards Vinnie Claffey. It's there, and Cormac Sullivan. The battle between these two fine players, Mark O'Reilly and Vinnie Claffey, resumes. Paddy Reynolds. Barry Mooney. And Finbar Cullen, adopting a very loose marking role and going forward as much as possible. That's a quality ball for Roy Malone, and immediately when it's chest high and Malone can run onto it, he poses problems for Darren Fay. Second free of the second half also falls to Offaly.
Yeah, once again you must credit Finbar Cullen with the quality of that crossfield ball. He's had a marvellous first half attacking, but that ball there across was precision, and again it earned the free for Roy Malone.
Colin Quinn hits it over the bar, and Offaly are back in front. Well, only 2 Offaly players have scored here this afternoon so far. Colin Quinn has scored 3 times, Vinnie Claffey 3 times. But they won't be complaining down around Edenderry and Tullamore, or indeed Ballycumber. Paddy Reynolds. Ronan Fitzsimons runs into problems. Down towards Vinnie Claffey, willing to take on Mark O'Reilly. Staying goal side of him, like any good cornerback. Claffey. Should be a Meath man's ball, and particularly Darren Fay. John McDermott, in fact, apologies to Darren Fay. Ronan Mooney. Sean Grennan and Killian Farr. It's a slow build-up by Offaly, and they run out of space eventually, and that boot was a little bit late in arriving, although it was aimed at the ball and not John McDermott. It's a free out to Meath. Mel Keenahan's name is being taken by the referee. And a yellow card has been shown. James Grennan. Anthony Moyles. Sliding tackle by Killian Farrell is not allowed. Meath take the free quickly. Barry Callahan's jersey was being pulled. The referee immediately points to Barry Malone and says that is not allowed. Free to Meath. And a chance for Trevor Giles to level the match. Gets it over the bar for his 4th point of the match. And the team's level for the 4th time in this game.
In terms of territorial supremacy, Offaly are on top, but they're very, very slow in getting the ball into the Meath forward line, and consequently Meath are able to saturate it and cut off the danger.
Nigel Crawford. Barry Callahan. Needs Ollie Murphy, who had 3 opportunities in the first half and surprisingly didn't score from any of them. On the overlap is Evan Kelly. Good defending by Offaly, but unfortunately, from the referee's perspective, he deems that the Meath man was being fouled. A questionable decision. Let's look at this again. And, well, Barry Malone was going for the ball, Martin.
Certainly, I think that was a very harsh decision. I thought they had got around him in numbers, they had defended properly, and I think it's an easy enough free in for Meath. And again, for dissent, the kick has been taken in front of the goals.
So, as always, Trevor Giles steps up to take the free and put his county in front yet again. Doesn't miss those sort of simple chances. Gives him a personal tally now of 5 points. They may have been exchanging equality so many times. They've certainly exchanged the lead twice now in this game. James Grennan. Mel Keenahan. Barry Mooney. Vinnie Claffey. Good possession football from Offaly. And then after all of that, wasted with a terrible kick.
It's an absolute shame, because the quality of ball that James Grennan is getting in the middle of the park is you know, they should be making more of it, and that particular kick there went nowhere. And again, Offaly will rue this later on if they lose that match.
Oh, great catch by Nigel Crawford, and a great block down in turn by Colin Quinn. Killian Farrell. It's a lovely ball in towards Mel Keenahan. The overlap is provided by Finbar Cullen. Oh, that's very much wide. Finbar will be disappointed with that. 7 wides now Offaly have to their credit. They're by far taking more chances than what they're missing, judging by the first half statistic. Good work by James Grennan. Again, Finbar Cullen sends it low down towards his corner forward. Last man to touch it was Cormac Murphy. That's a terrible kick from Colin Quinn. No advantage to anybody, and then a frontal charge by David Foley gives possession away to Meath rather easily. Darren Fay adopts the easiest route to goal. Barry Malone. James Brady waits for it. That's a good intelligent ball up towards James Grennan. Crossfield ball over towards Vinnie Claffey. Mark O'Reilly, as always, keeping him company. Still Claffey. Roy Malone. Punched out of his grasp from John McDermott. Challenge was late, and there's a punch flying from John McDermott, and the referee spotted it. Just at the corner of your television screens, you just might have seen the punch being thrown after the ball had been put away. And we'll see that in a moment, but John McDermott has been spoken to and booked by referee Michael Collins. A free to Offaly to level the match yet again. Colin Quinn going for his 4th point of the match, and Offaly and Meath are level yet again.
Indeed, that was a needless concession of a free there, because Meath had possession of the ball. There was a little flurry of blows, all right, between John McDermott and his immediate number, and McDermott was the one that was caught by the referee.
This is the incident again, as the ball was caught by Darren Fay. There's a blow here now. You can see one of them, 2 of them really, but the blow from John McDermott was spotted by the referee. I think the Offaly man was lucky not to be booked as well. Paddy Reynolds challenged by Barry Mooney. John McDermott available. It's a great block down, and in comes Finbar Cullen. The target was Roy Malone, but it was way too long and too strong, and an easy ball for Darren Fay. Richie Keeling. Trevor Giles. Ronan Fitzsimons. It's a great kick, and it's an accurate one. Ronan Fitzsimons gets his 1st point of the match. Young man who is filling in for Graham Garrity. That will certainly do him the world of good, with a great point from out in the middle of the field. And Meath are back in front. Colin Quinn. Roy Malone, that's again the type of ball that he always wants. It's the type of ball that he wins ahead of Darren Fay. Fay was fouling with the assistance of John McDermott, and that's going to be a free. And another chance for Offaly to level. Roy Malone there, you can see, indeed Roy Malone was also fouling Darren Fay, pulling the jersey.
Certainly he was, and probably was guilty of over-carrying at the same time.
So a fortunate free from an Offaly perspective, and that is put over the bar. Colin Quinn gets his 5th point of the match, and the teams are level for the 6th time. And Meath are introducing Enda McManus, which obviously indicates that Sean Boylan is concerned about his defensive formation, and Mark O'Reilly, surprisingly, is the player that's called ashore. An interesting strategic move by Sean Boylan, and obviously expresses deep concern about Vinnie Claffey's ability to beat O'Reilly. However, it should be noted that Mark O'Reilly is limping, so that might be the source of the concern. Meanwhile, it's James Grennan. Paddy Reynolds. Easily intercepted by Colin Quinn. Barry Mooney into the space again to Vinnie Claffey. Gets there ahead of Enda McManus. Leaves it for Finbar Cullen. Up there once more. Having a shot which is sailing over the bar. Offaly are showing unbelievable spirit in Croke Park. They are ahead of the All-Ireland champions in a wonderful battle. At times it may not be pretty, but it certainly is absorbing.
There's wonderful vitality actually to the Offaly game, and 2 people I think should be singled out at the moment. Colin Quinn is winning a side of ball in the middle of the park. The Grennan brothers are playing very effectively, and up front it's a real tour de force from Vinnie Claffey.
Roy Malone is being spoken to by the referee, and this is, may I say, good teamwork by the officials, because it was the umpires that identified Roy Malone for some activity off the ball. There's confirmation from the sideline that Mark O'Reilly actually has a calf injury, and that's the main reason for his departure. Oh, come dancing with me in Croke Park, and it's not Waltzing Matilda. Down the middle of the field, grabbing it is Barry Mooney, as this game now sparkles to life. Those who stayed away from Croke Park, the doubting Thomases, who for one moment had a flicker of indecision as regards Offaly's spirit and tenacity, and then you are the losers. But I'm sure, like all of us here in Croke Park, you're enjoying this game of football, and the possibility that the All-Ireland champions could be in trouble. But this is when they show their real class. Donald Curtis, poor ball, easily intercepted by Ronan Mooney. His midfield partner, James Grennan. Cormac Murphy loses possession. Sideline man hasn't indicated his decision, but it was picked off the ground, as Vinnie Claffey says there, by the Meath player. Into McManus, taking it quickly and short. Barry Malone comes across to cover. Pushed by Trevor Giles on Barry Mooney. Forced the collision on Malone. Darren Fay. Offaly man is down injured. We'll continue on with Ronan Fitzsimons. And he wins a free against Sean Grennan, and the player that's down injured